Gonna try something a little bit different here. What is up, football fans? Yes, this is my first ever power ranking. Normally don't do power rankings because I find them difficult as a MFer to try to do, especially with a lot of teams with the same record and then this and that and add all these things and bing it bang it boom. But I'm like, you know what? The picks are getting stale. I'm noticing it. The views are showing it, and I even said in one of my videos, and you guys came out and said we would actually like to see power rankings over picks. So we're going to try power rankings for the rest of the season. I'm going to start this week with Week 14's power rankings. I am still going to give you my picks real quick at the end of the video. I'm going to kind of run down it, not go as in-depth, kind of just tell you who's playing, who I'm picking, who's playing, who I'm picking. Bing, bang, boom, go through it and all that jazz. But before we jump into all this good stuff, I have to shout out today's sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. If you don't know about Prize Picks, it's a daily fantasy app. It's absolutely fantastic. If you use the promo code DDW, you get 100% of your first deposit up to $100 matched by Prize Picks. You go in, they cover all different sports, literally League of Legends, tennis, MMA, cover them all. You pick up to 5 players. You pick the over-under. You can win up to 10 times your money. So go check them out, Prize Picks. They're online, also on your phone. NFC Daily Fantasy app. Use the promo code GDW. You get 100% of your first deposit up to $100 matched. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring this video. So let's jump into this Mama Jam. We're going to go from 10 to 1. I am not doing a full 32 power ranking. There's no way. Doing the 10 was hard. So there's no way I'm going to be able to do 32. I'll give you honorable mention. These are teams. I'll give you 3 that didn't make it into my top 10. Again, this is my personal opinion. You could differ from mine. Jets, Washington, and Giants. I think the Jets have a fantastic defense. I think their offense is holding them back, and that's the reason they lost to Minnesota. They lost to the Patriots. They lost so many games that they probably should have. It's because of their offense. That's why I don't have them in the top 10. Washington and the Giants just tied. They're literally, that's another reason I have them not in the top 10. They're both very good teams, but to me, they're just there, right? Just right there. But we'll start with this. My number 10 team in this power ranking is the Seattle Seahawks, sitting there at 7-5. Really, again, Geno Smith coming out, surprising the crap out of all of us. That offense is steamrolling. I think they are top 5 in points. Defense needs a little work here and there, but 7-5. No one thought that this Seattle Seahawks team would be 7-5 going into this season, especially trading everything away to Denver. Brain shut off there. Well, not everything, but Russell Wilson, which was kind of their team. And Geno's like, I got this. And he does. He's actually having a fantastic year. Could he win Comeback Player of the Year? Is he qualified for it? I don't know, but I'd vote for him. So number 10 is Seattle. The number 9 team just squeaked one out against Denver. That is the Baltimore Ravens, sitting at 8-4. Lamar Jackson dealing with a knee injury. Undecided how long he'll be out from what I'm hearing, a couple weeks, if that. But squeaked one out against Denver. That's why I have them at number 9. I'd have them higher, but they're very hot and cold. This Ravens team. They lost to the Jaguars. They lost to teams they probably should have beat. Again, my Dolphins were down 21, put 20 points up in the fourth quarter to help beat them. They are a top 10 team, but to me, they are number 9. The number 8 team on my power ranking is the Miami Dolphins, sitting there also at 8-4. The way they performed against the 49ers, to me, dropped them down a little bit. Offense was inconsistent. Tua was off a little bit. The defense held its own for the most part, but again, still struggled at some aspects of their game. So for me, I still have the Miami Dolphins as a top 10 team, but they dropped down a little bit. If they beat the 49ers, I probably would have had them at number 5, maybe even a little higher. But the fact that they didn't is why I dropped them down to number 8. But the number 7 team is the team that beat them, the San Francisco 49ers, also sitting there at 8-4. Their defense is fantastic. Purdy comes in and he's put into an offense that has fantastic offensive line in front of him. He's got fantastic weapons, and Ayuk in Kittle, in Debo, in CMC. So he didn't have to do anything. He just had to dink and dunk it and not make any stupid plays. And the defense did the rest. Defense was fantastic. They knew how to stop the Dolphins, especially over the middle. And that's why I have them at 7 and the Dolphins at 8. The number 6 team, the Cincinnati Bengals. I have the Cincinnati Bengals over the Baltimore Ravens by 3 spots. To me, Cincinnati, if they could win this division, they beat the Kansas City Chiefs for the 3rd time in a row. Kansas City's probably very upset about that. Cincinnati coming into their all, playing really well. Joe Burrow's playing really well. It does help having Jamar Chase back. Mixon not playing hurts my fantasy, but doesn't seem to hurt them that much. And I think Cincinnati is on the up and up, and I have them at number 6. Now we're getting to my top 5 teams in the NFL. My number 5 team, the Dallas Cowboys, sitting there at 9-3. Put a beat down on that Indianapolis Colts team. That defense is fantastic. The offense is starting to come into its own. Pollard is doing better than Zeke, it's just they have a great tandem at running back. CeeDee Lamb, there's the flirtation with OBJ. Is he going to go to Dallas? Is he not going to go to Dallas? Where is he going to go? He's going down the stretch. Playoffs are coming around. Which team is he going to choose? But I think Dallas is doing a fantastic job, and the fact that they dropped, 40-something on the Colts. Dominant win. I have them at my number 5 team. My number 4 team. This team, some people are going to be like, why are they number 4, Doug? What the flip? My number 4 team is the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, they are 10-2, but I have them at number 4 because a lot of their wins, I'll say this, right? Because Viking fans are probably going to get mad at me because they should be, to them, they should be higher. But to me, Minnesota is a very versatile, resilient team. But the teams I have ahead of them, I think, are better, right? And Minnesota 10-2 obviously deserve to be 10-2. You win your game, obviously you deserve it. Their defense is a little suspect. You almost lost to the Jets, right? And that's kind of why I have you at number 4. To me, that game against the Jets, right? You started to let them back into that game, and I'm like, this is they say ain't looking good, and Kirk Cousins starts playing sloppy, and they can't make the moves that they need to make. To me, that's why I have them at number 4. Fantastic team. They're going to win that division soon, but that's why I have them number 4. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. Probably would have been number 1 if they would have beat the Cincinnati Bengals in my book, but the fact that they didn't, I dropped them down to the number 3 spot, right? They struggle against Kansas City. Against Cincinnati. They better hope and pray they don't face them in the playoffs because they might lose 4 in a row. But Kansas City's still very dynamic, still very dangerous. Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey, that's your offense. Like, obviously, there's other pieces that are very important, but Kelsey and Patrick Mahomes, there's your offense. Defense is still doing well, holding them in where they're at. Number 2, the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, Buffalo. I got you at number 2. So all of the Buffalo Bill fans that are jumping here and they see all the Dolphin stuff, they see my Dolphin hat, they're like, he's probably gonna have Buffalo at like number 6. He's a homer. He hates us. Nah, man, I got you number 2. You're playing well. As much as I hate Buffalo, and most of it is because a small portion of your fan base is just unbearable, I can't deny you guys are playing well. I saw what you did to the Patriots. That Lions game. You gotta admit, that Lions game scared you. Made your butthole pucker a little bit. But I see that you guys are playing well. Josh Allen does. I think he leads the league in interceptions, or he's up there. But you guys are playing well. Your defense is playing well. You're playing together, uniform, both sides of the ball. You're a good team. We'll see you in 2 weeks. But I got you number 2. And obviously, you can already tell my number 1 team is the Philadelphia Eagles. They're 11-1. They're dominantly winning. They are 7th. They're 2nd in offensive points scored. They are 7th in defensive points not allowed. They are 1st in the NFL in offense and defensive turnovers. They are the number 1 team in the NFL. And that is my power ranking. Comment below. Let me know what you think. Did you like my power ranking? Did you disagree? Where would you rank your teams in your top 10? Jet fans are probably a little salty. Patriot fans, you got nothing to say. You're probably in the 15s, 16s in my mind. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Who should I put in different places. And real quick, we're going to pick these games. And I'm just going to real quick minimize myself and just make it easy. And we're going to look at, you're going to see what I see. Christmas time. Drummer boy, do you see? Nope, sorry. So real quick, Thursday night, Raiders, Rams. I'm going to go Raiders. Rams are completely falling apart. Then Sunday, Jets, Bills. I'm going Bills. I think the Bills are the better team, but I think this is going to be a close, very, competitive game. I can't speak. Jets defense is probably going to hold the Bills in line, but I think the Jets offense is ultimately going to cost them a game again. Cincinnati's going to beat Cleveland, even though Cleveland, if you're a betting man, and you bet the spread, which I'm not going to do anymore. I'm not talking about the spread anymore. You might want to take Cleveland. Cleveland always gives Cincinnati a hard time. Dallas is going to beat the brakes off of the Houston Texans. Minnesota is going to beat the Lions, but I do think this is going to be a close game. Don't be surprised if the Lions upset surprise here. I think this game is going to be a very, very good game. But I do think Eagles are a little too much for the Giants, but don't be surprised if this is a close game and the Giants pull it off. This is another one. The Lions, the Giants, and the Browns, again, off the top of my head, I don't know what the spread is, but if they're favorited, so if the opposing team is giving points to the Browns, Lions, or Giants, I would take them in that bet. Then we have the Ravens, Steelers. I actually would go with the Steelers in this one. I think the Ravens without Lamar Jackson's a little bit different. I think he's dynamic. Don't get me wrong. Huntley's a very good quarterback, and he kind of mimics what Lamar does. But I go Steelers in this one. They're home, and they play differently. Tennessee's going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. But, again, don't be surprised if it's a close one, and Jacksonville can come out and beat that one. Kansas City's going to beat the Broncos. I think they get very upset with the way they played. Then I will go with the Seahawks taking on the Panthers. I believe Seattle's going to win that one. I think San Fran is going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Having a stroke. I think Purdy's going to play the same way he did against Miami. I think Shanahan's going to make everything very simple, not force him to push the ball down the field. That's kind of the offense they have. You saw it with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's like 30th in the NFL in intended air yards. Dink and dunk, screens, quick passes, and I think the 49ers will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you want to know about this game, you have to watch my preview on Friday. And then finally, I think the Patriots will beat the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals are completely falling apart, and I don't think they're the team that they used to, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cliff Kingsbury doesn't have a job next year and possibly Sean Payton comes in and replaces him there. But again, comment below. Let me know what you think of the new format of doing the power rankings and throwing the picks in at the end. This is something new I'm going to try, and if you like it, and if it gets thumbs up, and if it gets a lot of views, it will stick. But other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow with the Big O show. We're going to break down what happened to the 49ers. I'm going to pick his brain and all that good stuff. But like usual, guys, stay classy and fins up.